All right, hello and welcome to episode 17 of Minechat. Today we're actually in Hawaii, can you believe it? And this week we're with Shane Asselstine. How are you doing? Did I say your name correctly? Sorry.
Yeah, second time's good. There you go.
So how are you doing?
Good, good. Actually, glad to see you here. We've got a lot of things to show you. So, initially, I guess let's talk about this first map that we're on. This is our overworld, so to speak. If you're familiar with the Mistcraft mod, and the overworld is basically the school grounds. Now, as a teacher, if I was to say, "Oh, look, I built my school grounds," no big deal. But this was actually created by fifth and sixth grade students last year.
Cool.
So I gave them some general concepts of where buildings would be and things like that. They wanted to take pictures of the school and come back and compare it to what they've built so far. I think we had four versions of the cafeteria before it was finally built.
Hmm.
So the building I'm flying over right now is the admin building, and Colin, you're in actually the B building, which is the classrooms.
Yeah.
So you can see each floor is all different classrooms. And then if we come over here, we have our cafeteria, and then our lower field, which by the way does not normally look like a parkour map.
That's what they
we put
wanted to be like.
yes, we just decided to put this in here as part of the training. So we actually made the cafeteria. If you come on in here,
Yeah.
this cafeteria is actually a learning area of how to do basic crafting and things like that. And
Oh,
just to be
okay.
funny, we kind of put food in here. The kids decided they wanted to be get lunch while they were learning. So yeah, so it basically goes, so we could actually teach other students or teachers how to do this. So over here's our band, the Edu Crew band.
I recognize some of the names there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So anyway, and then of course what a basic shelter might look like. So then we of course come out here to movements and how to get around, things like that.
Right.
Yeah. So basically that's the idea there. The map is, I would say, probably 90% accurate, other than, like I said, the lower field parkour.
Yeah, that's a great
I did the
looking
slopes on it and stuff, and
that's a great
yeah,
looking building. And your texture pack helps as well. If you want to just tell people what your pack
yeah.
is.
This is the it actually originally is the Sphax Pure BD texture pack, and then I think it went through the Wonderful World of Humanities versions, which added the high definition Minecraft EDU blocks to it. So
Okay.
yeah,
And your
and then I just
school
added some tweak stuff. So.
and your school
Oh
motto
yeah,
is the eagle.
yes, that's our school logo.
Lovely.
It's amazing how many people don't notice that actually, and I think, there's a 50-foot tall
Yeah.
eagle in the sky, and you didn't notice.
I'm glad I did.
This is actually we just recently have a new logo, so I haven't put it in yet though. So this is our older logo from last year. So
Nice.
yeah.
And so all these, if
So
we're on the road here, which
yes.
has allotments kind of blocked out, can you explain what that's all about?
Yeah, so one of the things we wanted to do was have a world that's not quite persistent in the sense that the kids could log into it all the time, but that they would become invested in. So what we've done is we've implemented a system of when we go to different lessons and different ages, they'll earn credits. The credits they can come into these stores, and if you right click on one of these guys, you'll actually see that they're edited villagers. They'll sell what I've wanted them to sell. So
Okay.
very similar. I've worked on me and Elfie worked on this together. Like his pre-cal uses something very similar as well. So
Hmm.
I have quite a bit of collaboration with him. Fortunately, he's a very good resource and a good person
Absolutely.
to bounce ideas with. So yeah, the kids actually these buildings were built by kids over the summertime. So this wasn't even during school. They
Ah.
wanted to come in and help build for this year's project, which was to do all this. If you look in here, this is very just a side thing, very creative. This kid who came in here, one of my fifth grade students, he's currently sixth grade. He decided to write an entire book in there. You can take one, Colin, and the
All
whole
right.
book is how to take care of your pets. I didn't tell him to do it. He just did it. It was just, oh, you know what would be good in here? People may not know how to take care of their animals. So
That's awesome.
he wrote pages and pages of how to do it. So,
And that's just a really just authentic tie-in just to literacy and
yep,
just
e- exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, he
fantastic.
came to me this year actually, and he wants to separate it so that there's a book for cows, there's a book for pigs, horses, and that. So you don't have to take one whole book. You can take the one that just pertains to the animal you purchased. So,
The poor
um,
sheep looks a bit depressed in there.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so
That's
yeah,
great.
so the kids will come in, they'll buy materials. You can actually come in, float around, and you'll see some of these kids have started to build their houses. They've started earning coins. Typically, I'll give them three questions. I do math constructor response a lot with every of these classes, so they'll earn 1,000 coins for each correct uh, answer that they've explained. It can't just be like, oh, the answer is 24. No, I expect them to write in full sentences,
Mm.
explaining and proving their answer and that kind of thing. And yeah, so this was this is very interesting here. This student, he thought he'd shirk the system, yeah, kind of get around it. And then I told him, no, you can do it, but is it going to make the game any more fun for you? He decided he would start purchasing tree saplings and bone meal, which is why he got so far in his house. And I said, that's fine. I mean, it is in the system and it is, you can do it, but when you're done your house and everybody else is still struggling to build, you're not going to have much fun just standing around watching. So we kind of talked about that, about, how there are game mechanics that can be abused and things like that. So
Yeah.
he decided, is it okay if I just plant one and let it grow naturally and then harvest it? And I said, that's fine, because then you won't be have a whole house in a day.
There's always one student
Um,
who tries to bend the rules a little bit.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, so this is basically each of these buildings sells something specific. Obviously, this is the Redstone store, and this is Nether and other generic goods. This is the transportation store, and so forth. The kids know where to go. They know how to interact now. We do a whole lesson on just interacting with the vendors and the money.
And tell us a little bit about the
So
Mistcraft mod. Then does this allow you to have the kind of things that you want, that you kind of envisioned in your world? Tell us a little bit about what the Mistcraft
I
mod does.
I do actually. The Mishcraft mod, what it does is it allows me to have this as my main world, and then we can teleport to what they call ages, and those ages can be anything. So it's almost like starting over, except you can actually customize the world to what you want. If I want a purple sky, I want two moons, and I want one of them to be yellow and one to be red, I can do anything like that to it. So it really lends itself to a regular Minecraft world will create like this with typical biomes,
Hmm.
but I can make a world that they've never seen before in Minecraft,
Right.
which to me helps me get them totally engaged. One of the things I really like doing with Minecraft is immersing them in the experience. Yeah,
Right.
not just to drop them in here and say, just imagine if this was this. No, I want them to actually see what this is and what I want them to do.
Yeah.
So that gives me that power, and all on a single map as well. So I don't have to keep loading up different maps for different classes.
Right.
So yeah,
That's
which is really nice.
I can see the
This is
advantage of
our
that.
this is our latest thing that Elfie and I worked on actually. So Colin, let's say Colin, you're a student in here and you want to get paid. So I would take Colin. Let me see up here. If you kind of float up here, you can see. Remember I told you how I'd grade them in three questions. Yeah. So in the beginning of class, I'll take them in here and Colin, go ahead and go under that three button there and then step on that and it should teleport you back to the street. Okay, you've got a mark of three now and unpaid. If you go into that building, into that little, what I've been calling the bank machines, go in there and push the button and it will pay you 3 coins. There.
Yeah.
So you've
Lovely.
been paid. And it'll even whisper, congratulations on getting three of the correct answers. And so now you can come out of there and you can exchange those coins inside. Oh, if you can get out. Then you can
Nice.
go in the bank and exchange the coins. The second floor is the safety deposit boxes. So if they want to save their coins inside the bank, this is of course a custom NPCs feature. Yes,
Right. Yeah.
having a banker as an actual role. So that's kind of cool. So speaking of this, how I pay them, how about we go take a look at actually what they're producing?
Mhm.
Okay, so one of the things we just recently had a conversation about, me, Elfie, and Rick actually from Temple University.
Mhm.
We're talking about how to provide that balance, I guess, between what school wants, admin, curriculum, parents, what they're all expecting, and still being able to be in the Minecraft world and use the engagement aspect. So if you come on into our library here, which this is our actual school library. Oh, back up a bit. There you go. Come
There we
on
go.
in.
Ah.
Oh, I think your stormtrooper outfit's too big.
There we go.
There you go. All right. So you'll notice that the around the library you have sixth grade assignments and fifth grade assignments and fourth grade. So if you actually open up one of these books, you will actually this is actually student work on the different maps that we've done and the answers that they've provided. So, like for instance, his first book, Ethan N's Decimal Division book, you can actually see the type of responses if you open up his book, and see the type of responses that he's going to be giving to the
Do,
types of questions.
do I
Oh,
left
right
click
click
on the?
on it.
Yeah, I'm right clicking. It says
Uh,
you cannot place blocks here.
oh, right, because you logged in as a student in creative mode. Here,
Oops.
I'll give you the book. Here you go. There, you should be able to see that book now.
There we go.
Yeah. I don't want the students playing with the books with other people's homeworks. So
Yeah,
right now
sure.
it's kind of just in by actual maps that we've done, but eventually each student will have their own bookshelf
All right, cool.
when I do it alphabetically and such. So yeah, if you can actually look at that and see how he's writing question one, question two, question three, and his answer that he provided for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice.
So just one more way to provide, to provide evidence, I guess, that the students are actually learning. They're not just sitting in here playing video games.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and that's so. Have you had to prove your case and prove the worth of Minecraft, or has it been pretty
Um,
smooth sailing for you?
It's been not too bad. I have had, the occasional person walk by and be, just playing games, huh? type of
Yeah.
thing. But everybody who actually takes the time to stop, there's been a few teachers that actually take the time to stop and ask the kids, what are you doing?
Mhm.
And they give them this articulate answer about what they're actually learning and what they're doing and how they're doing it. I've yet to have somebody go, oh, well, see, you are just wasting time.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
they all of a sudden realize that, oh, okay, and everybody who's come in here goes, wow, this looks so much like our school. Yeah, the kids built this.
Exactly.
So granted, our school actually has desks. We don't just sit on the floor, I promise.
Yeah.
But you can imagine the reason we did that was a design decision. Can you imagine 35 kids in here? Because my biggest class is, I think, 33 students plus me plus maybe another teacher, all
With
running around this room trying to find these books.
right.
So
With
that's why I've
desks in
got
the way.
usually just for you, I set up books like these are all separate worlds, but when a normal class comes in here, all 12 books will be the same thing. It just helps
Oh,
to the process of getting them on. So let's
exactly.
go
Yeah.
take a look at, let's see, what's a good one to look at here? Oh, they really liked this one, the Fraction Adventure one. Is that center book there? Let's go
All
take a
right.
quick look at that one. So then you left click on that blue rectangle and it'll teleport you. So right click on the book. Oh,
Ah. I right clicked on the
towards it.
book and it says you cannot place books here.
Oh, right. 1 second here. Let me, I think what I have is students cannot build. There we go. So I'll put the book back. There you go. Try that one.
All right.
Now you see the blue square, blue
Yeah.
rectangle, I mean. There you go. Okay. So left click on that and you should disappear.
There we go.
Okay. Now there's a plate here. This is kind of, the kids are so used to this, they just do this. So this is
Yeah.
kind of a temporary teleporting room because I don't know where the spawn will be in Mistcraft. So then it takes them to this. Okay. So you're staring at an ice block. Oh, you're still loading, I guess.
There we go.
There you go. Okay. So this is our what I'm calling the start point on all of my maps. And what this does is it basically provides the students the setup for everything they're going to need to work on this map.
Okay.
Are you still loading?
No,
Or
I'm
are you
here.
still
I'm
staring
here.
at the
I'm
ice?
here.
Okay. All right. So on this side, for instance, they would come over here and students would always start by getting a journal. Click on that button, journal in their hand. So those journals that you saw in the library, this is where they would get them from. These 3 slots here. Yeah.
Okay.
Very interesting to watch the kids actually line up to get a book
Yeah.
as opposed to just running over here and jamming it. They've actually started to now just line up, take their turn, walk away. When they're done with their homework, they'll actually drop it in here. So they'll open up this chest, drop the book in, and it'll disappear, you'll notice. Like if you drop your book in there, you'll notice it disappears. Right?
Yeah.
So what that is that's protecting the homework. So if you come into the backside here, now
Oh,
this is a
I
teacher
can't actually
protected
go
area.
back there. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
I should have
Um,
really been a teacher.
yeah.
After
Yeah.
all.
Anyway, there's a chest back here that students can't get to, and all the books are stored in there, so I can collect them later on after the
Oh,
kids have
okay.
all. Yeah. Okay, so let's come out here. I always use this first block here to set up the what's happening. So this map just happens to be about fractions, and it also happens to be sort of an adventure map. So you're able to fly. I know that, right?
Yeah.
I think there you go. Okay, so if you take a quick look just at this angle from where I am, you can kind of see three pyramids. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then each of those pyramids holds a word problem question that relates to either the desert or recipes or something that would allow us to use fractions. So that was the first part of this map that I built. And then the teacher said, "Oh, can you do another one?" So then I came and did this one. So you can actually kind of fly in here if you want to quickly see what's inside one of these pyramids.
Hmm.
It's nothing too fancy right now, but the kids just loved it. They were all about trying to get through and see what they can find. And so the question would actually be on the information blocks.
Right.
And then, of course, this is one style of map that we use. Another one is actually having the kids build these things as opposed to just reading about it.
Yeah.
But I think there's a place for all that type of different type of learning for them. So yeah. So if we come back out here, they would answer that, go to the next one, go to the next one, record their answers in their journal.
Hmm.
Then we went over here, and I decided, well, I ran out of room on the dig site, or on the pyramid, so we made a dig site. And the kids went down here and answered their first question about paint and the fraction of yellow to red paint, which caused these orange painted blocks. So just kind of integrating. My big thing is I love to integrate the game mechanics and things that they would actually learn playing the game into their questions.
Right.
So so a lot of that you'll see like in some of the other maps that I show you. So then this one, if you want to just quickly kind of come down and experience the dig site that the kids went through. And again, you get that feeling that you're actually here in these maps, not just, I'm telling you, oh, imagine being in a pyramid or imagine being in a tomb or, so this
Mm.
then of course would be their second question they would have to answer. And it has to actually do with the weight of these guys' shields and their swords as a fraction and the difference of it.
Very nice. Very
So,
immersive.
so then we come down to the final one, which they all freak out. Oh, floor of diamonds. Can I get it? No, you can't because this is building and loud in this one.
Exactly.
And then their eyes just pop out in this room. Like,
Yeah.
wow, how did you do that? So again, like I said, it's the very first part of teaching anything is getting them engaged. Yes,
Yeah.
and Minecraft does that like no other thing has. So um, I really enjoy the fact that I can do this kind of stuff with them. It freaked these guys out because these are actually custom NPCs, believe it or not, and they move.
Oh
And I didn't
wow.
even originally think that. And when they moved, the kids all like, "It's alive!"
Freak them
They were
out.
just shocked. So, um, yeah, definitely. Like I said, I really enjoy the stuff that we can do with this. Kids that don't normally perform well are, we're seeing really good results in those journals. So we're just gonna head back up.
All right.
Yeah, if you were a teacher, we could just go the build mode and fly through the
Fly
wall.
through the
But
walls. Yeah. Man, I should have been a teacher.
uh, um, so this was supposed to be just a one lesson map, and because of the way the teacher was seeing results, he actually asked me to do three. Actually, end up doing four lessons in here. So if we go ahead and fly again,
Yeah.
you also notice too that I'm giving them the sense of freedom. But do you
Yeah.
see in the mini map, you see those lines that are in the sky?
Yeah.
Those are
The
actually build disallow blocks, or no, I'm not sorry, build disallow, but the border blocks.
right. Yeah.
So the kids can, like they got the freedom to go anywhere. So over here, you'll see there's a, sorry, I'm flying in circles around you.
It's all right.
Just in general directions. So there was that guy that you saw at the very beginning. He kind of gives them a hint to look for three cacti that are growing larger than normal. So then they'd see these three here and lead them on a little treasure hunt, kind of to your southwest here, southwest. There you go. Yeah, right in front of you there.
Yeah.
See me? Okay. So then that would lead them to the next hint and then go through this archway here to the next hint. And they just loved this part too. I mean, it wasn't anything, they weren't building anything, they weren't doing anything special, but they just loved the fact that there was these little clues. So this one here says, look for the light, and they have to kind of be looking around. Oh, there's light over here. What does this do? Go through here and up the stairs here. And yeah, I spend a lot of times building maps, by the way.
Yeah. I know. I was just gonna ask. It's like
A lot of
Stephen. Yeah. A
time.
lot of
So
time.
yeah.
A lot of time
So
goes
then they
into
get
it.
into this huge excavation site. So we went
Uh,
from pyramids to dig sites to now an excavation site. And of course, again, 3 questions. You don't have to answer these and you don't have to go around these ones. We can fly away. But just the scale of this alone to the kids was just amazing.
They
Like,
love it. Yeah,
and
can
yes, this was
imagine.
a schematic that was provided for me. I didn't build that.
Giving away all your
That would take
secrets.
quite a while. Yes.
Why the
And then
Egyptian theme? Such something personally you
it
think
just seemed
is,
to kind of fit. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, we went from, like I say, we went from fraction pyramids to, I thought, well, what's next? And then,
right.
yeah, it just kind of led to this. So the final lesson in this map leads over here to an actual museum then. So they've done all this stuff. And what would you do with all this stuff if you collected artifacts? You would put it in a museum. So we ended up doing division of fractions. So it actually started out the pyramids being addition, subtraction, and we ended up with division of fractions against fractions. So it was a progression of skills as well through each of the separate um, challenges for them. So
And what percentage of like the teaching time of maths would the teachers be doing Minecraft?
the classroom teachers,
Yeah, yeah. So you
actually,
said
they don't.
they don't.
They,
Okay,
yeah, this is all in my classes that I provide for them.
okay.
I think you're going the wrong way, opposite way. Unless you
Uh,
want to go back to the Anubis statue.
right.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
museum's over here back
All
at the
right.
start point.
Got
So
it.
yeah.
I just got
So
lost when
yeah,
I was
no, this is
talking.
strictly done. I have 2 periods per week with each of my grade levels, and one of them is for technology, one of them is for math.
Okay.
So I've just basically started combining them. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah. So here's a museum basically that we used. The kids will try to figure out division of fractions, things like that, in here. And this was the final one that we did on this map because I think they're ready for something new now. Although they still were excited about this one. So um, yeah. So basically, the green room, the red room, the blue room was to show them, this is how much space. If you can only use half of it, and 3 people want to use it, how much space will each person get? Um, so dividing a fraction by a fraction.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
noticed on my info blocks, I try to provide them with the standard that we're using as well. Not that the kids know the standards by code, but at least it helps me to know that, you
Right.
know, that I'm covering these things for them. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
mhm. All right. So let's head back to the start point.
All right.
If you want to, and then I'll show you some of the other maps that we have. It's going to tell you can't fly through that.
Yeah. I think I've learned my lesson.
Interesting having to actually travel the way the kids have to travel.
Yeah.
So this book should now allow you to go back to the overworld. And we're back in the third grade classroom. Well, I am.
No, I cannot place blocks here.
It says you cannot place blocks.
Yeah.
Oh. If you hit your M button, N,
Um,
or does it allow you to teleport? The
yeah.
M button, sorry.
Yeah.
M as in Mary. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
you'll just be back at the front of school again. And I can come get you.
All right.
Oh, you're at the flag, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. So it might be, I mean, if we go through the next maps, it might be worthwhile to take a second and maybe log in as the teacher
Sure. Let's.
so that you don't
I
have
can.
these
Let me just
other
do that
issues.
right
Yeah.
now, and I can.
Okay.
Cut it out of the video.
Sounds good.
All right. Let's see here. Password.
Momilani, Momilani, and then 285.
285.
I thought there was a way. I guess I could have opted you. That would have been easier, maybe.
All right. You want to tell me your school name again because it's confusing to me.
Momi, Momi,
Momi.
and then Momi Lani, Lani.
Lani 285.
There you go. Okay. Now you should have full
Alright.
control of yourself, and border blocks shouldn't matter, and all that stuff to you. So
All right. All right. So I'm just gonna continue on.
okay.
All right. Let's go.
Okay. So let's take a look at this. Is of course, by the way, the 5th grade room. So this is all 5th grade standards here we're working on. Where'd you go? There you go. Upstairs.
Oh, I need to be able to fly.
There we go. Creative mode.
There we go.
Okay. So I'm just trying to check out which one is this, which world. There's one. There we go. This is the one I want you guys to see too. This is my most recent completion, and I'm really kind of sad Rob didn't make it.
Yeah.
He would have really liked this, I think. Uh, so again, you see this very similarities when you log in, finish loading in. You'll see that, like I said, every map starts like this because I want the getting ready for the lesson to be very automatic to the kids. And it's, we've done maybe 4 or 5 maps with each grade level, and it's pretty much automatic that they know to get a journal, they know to get ready, and they know where to turn it in at the end. So yeah, this is a very unassuming map at first. And when you start flying, come on up here, come on, look over here. This is my horse racing track.
Oh, cool. Let's have a
So
look.
yeah, so there's two types of racing. There's the speed, and this map basically is talking about decimals because the speed is measured in tenths of a second. So without them knowing it, they're learning decimals,
There you
and we're
go.
talking about that stuff. So
It's all about them not knowing.
yeah, yeah.
So the horses
So fun
actually
fact.
run. The horses
Yes,
actually
you're.
race. Are we going to
Yep,
see
you're
something? Can we
actually.
see them?
Yours is yours. You're gonna race right here, Colin. I'm gonna let you race because
Wow.
your horse is right here. Come on over here, and I'm assuming you're familiar with the horses and how to use them. So,
I
uh,
haven't had a lot of experience in the horses actually, because we're
all
still
right.
running 1.6.4 at our school.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
So come on down here at the bottom level. There you go. So here's your horse Galley, all
Yeah.
yours. And here was Rob's horse Batman.
No,
Apparently he's not
Rob,
here.
let us
So
down.
yeah. So basically, if you open up that door, both of them, and then you right click on the horse, you will be on that horse. I'll go ahead and ride Rob's horse for now. And come on out this way. Follow the blue line. All right.
Uh,
And it is incredibly funny to watch the kids doing this because they just it's just the excitement is I don't even know how to explain how excited they are. So this system here will that plate you just walked over will reset them so their scores reset. And then when I hit flip this switch, look at the glowstone in front of you.
okay.
It'll go red, yellow, green, go, and just start running. Now,
I
right now
shouldn't
you're
be
not seeing
jumping.
any scores, but when we're done, if you hit the tab key, okay, there you go. Hit the tab key. You see oh, you didn't hit the starting gate, Colin. Oh, so my horse was 9.7. Yours was 0 apparently. So you're way faster than me.
Uh, yeah, it was a bit
But
jumpy for me.
yeah, sometimes they can get a little bit laggy, I guess. And again, I'm on my home server, not the school server. But so the kids will do that one, and then we'll add a variable to it. And with is um, this race is the steeplechase. So are you having trouble there? Yeah,
Yeah,
there
it
you
is.
go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's a bit laggy.
Sorry. Yeah. This is a steeplechase race where you'll have to do jumping. So hopefully this will work for you. So again, the red, yellow, green, go, and then hold the space bar to jump.
I'm all over the place.
Um, yeah, it is very entertaining for the kids. And like I said, my server at school, I have like 4 gigs of RAM set to it. So we really don't have too many issues. So you
I
could,
think, yeah, I guess the horse doesn't travel too far over to Singapore.
yep, maybe not. You can just, if that's okay, you get the experience, I guess. So
It's fun, I can imagine it.
yeah. Yeah. Like, anyway, so you get the idea, and the kids, like I said, they just love it. They can come in here and practice, which I didn't let you do, so that's kind of unfair. Um, practice in the center area here, jumping and stuff like that. So
Well, he just jumped
uh,
over the fence on his own. He wouldn't do it with me.
maybe it was the extra weight. That was what it
Yeah,
was.
that's probably it. I need to cut back on the
Yeah. It's a very interesting
chips.
because the kids actually start getting attached. Can I have my horse next week? Can I have? That's what I was hearing after we used this map. Can I have the same
Yeah,
horse next week? So
I can imagine.
I guess it wouldn't bother me. So yeah, I'll build this entire world just to teach them decimals.
Wow.
It does not bother me at all because it's the point of engaging them. Yeah, and like I said, the immersion. I could tell them about a horse racetrack and how it works and all this kind of stuff, but how much more fun it is to actually do it.
Yeah.
So
So how long did that take you?
this one took quite a while. I'm gonna say probably over 40 hours, I guess, of time. just
Wow.
on and off it was basically over a weekend, but interruptions with the kids and the family and the wife,
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
absolutely.
So, yeah, so
That's
this is
fun.
one of the more interesting, more interactive maps. I'm going to show you one more map. So let's go ahead and hit your M key and teleport to spawn. Well, one
Uh,
more map. I mean, I'll show you maps until I have like 14 of them. So
maybe we can
whenever you're bored, then
we
you
can do
can.
yeah, we can do a weekly
Yeah.
we can do a weekly visit.
Yeah. I do actually expect to just continue to keep in, adding on to this. And, as time goes by, you'll be seeing more and more of these houses develop and things
Uh,
like that. So
yeah.
let's head on over here to the fourth grade room because I have a very nice, I believe I put it in fourth grade. I might have put it in the wrong grade level. Graphing zone. Here it is. Yes. Oh, sorry. Come up one floor.
Okay.
Yeah. Colin, you must come to Hawaii and visit our school. You'll know that all the upper L grades are on the top floor.
I really I really do would like to visit Hawaii actually.
Yeah. So I'm
All
in this
right.
classroom here.
All
Yeah.
right,
There you
got
go.
it.
Okay. So, yeah, I have maps for factors, for coordinate grids. This one here is actually a graphing map. So let's go
All
ahead into
right.
the one that says graphing zone, if you will.
Yeah.
There you go. And we'll get teleported here. Again, same starting point. So that's very familiar to the kids.
So yeah, no,
And
definitely we
set.
can you've got it sounds like you've got so many worlds. I think we should do a number of weekly
Yeah.
episodes so
It's
people can see
my
what you've done.
my newest one I'm actually working on is a CCEDU map, a challenge map for
Oh.
computer craft
Yeah,
EDU.
yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to get it ready for that. About the hour of coding thing that's going on.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it ready for that. So I'm actually probably make a video of it and such, but I'd be more than welcome to come back and visit if you want.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd like to see
So
computer craft in action.
here's some other features that I guess we didn't show in some of the other ones. This is actually a timer we've developed from EDU Crew.
Okay.
If you can fly over here, this big blue uh, monstrosity up here in the sky.
Mhm.
So we do all kinds of crazy things with EDU Crew, by the way. So this is a timer that'll actually, for instance, if I turn this thing on, actually it might not be working right this second because I've played around with the horse timer thing. But okay, so there you go. You see how Colin, Mr. A, and
Mhm.
timer are now on the right side of your screen. If I turn this thing on, it's actually the timer going up.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can actually switch it to say I don't want a up counter, I want a down counter. So now it's going to count down. And down here, I can actually set how many seconds I want it to be. So if I want to start, okay, you guys have 300 seconds, go. And it'll do the countdown or it'll count up. So these are the kind of map features that we develop and with our, brain tanks or whatever you think
Yeah,
tanks
yeah,
that we
yeah.
go into. So anyway, moving along. So this here is a map that's the two features right now are pictographs
Mhm.
and bar graphs.
Okay.
So I've actually developed in here a fishing tournament that the kids will then fish in small groups of four. They'll go in a fishing tournament and actually graph on here. So for instance, if I was to open up this box, it'll give me a sign. I can put this sign up here and say, Shane. And if Colin was to do it, you'd put yours up, right? So the four
Mhm.
kids could name theirs. And then I'm just going to steal some fish because,
Yeah, yeah.
teachers were cheaters. So
Exactly. Yeah.
so they would have fished for 5 minutes, let's say, or that whatever I set for the timer, and then they would come up here and actually pictograph how many fish they caught,
Cool.
right? So they're getting a full immersion of, hey, we're actually making a pictograph, and of course I framed it in a fishing tournament, so we can actually do a walk around once everybody's done. All right, compare who won the fishing tournament. What was the biggest? What was the range?
Mhm.
What was the average in your group? Right? I can do
Right.
median mode with this.
Yeah.
So it's a form of data collection just within the Minecraft mechanics. So yeah, these blocks are a little bit out of place. I think I was renovating. There's so much to be over here.
Excuse the
But
mess.
yes, excuse the math. Work in progress. So
That's
um,
great.
so then let's go over here. I want to show you something I actually adapted from Michael Harvey. He originally created this map, but I kind of adapted it in here, and Elfie and I Frankensteined it into something
As
something
you
very
do.
scientific. Yes, as we tend to do, we take things and like, oh, let's make this like this.
Yeah.
So here's a huge graphing pad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea of this one here, again, this is my old school timer, by the way, versus the new one you just saw. A little more elaborate now, but so what the kids will do in this session is where the sandstone is, they'll actually go out to the forest okay, and they will, they'll go collect wood in two different spots. One is the forest behind you.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is this wood farm over here. So we're adding a scientific aspect to it and variable. So they'll come in here and actually chop down that wood that you see that's in there. You just kind of look at the top of on the roof. You see, it's like it's got stacks and stacks of wood in there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So they'll come in there, chop it that way, versus the kids who have to go out and try to find it in the forest. Okay,
Right.
which we would assume that these kids would be able to get more wood than the kids in the forest. Then they'd come back and they would graph it. So when I say they graph it, they'll actually do, you'll actually see the kids come back and they will have, this type of thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just with their bare hands. Then I'll give them a wood axe and they'll graph with how much wood they collected, a stone axe, and you would then eventually start seeing a wide range of graphing data from here all the way to diamond, basically.
Right.
The big surprise being, of course, they would expect, oh, gold is always next right after iron, but we all know there's a secret about gold in Minecraft, yes, and when you use it for tools. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the big aha moment, and some of them say, oh,
Yeah.
maybe butter, as they call it,
Yeah,
butter isn't
butter,
as
yeah.
as I thought it was. So they always get that aha moment when they make this one. So, but they love this. This is, they're building, they're interacting, they're out there harvesting wood, they're rushing back to finish graphing, and again, all of these activities I'm showing you, they'll get credit payment for it to then build their house on the overworld.
Right.
So they have multiple ways of motivational, of motivating them. So basically, so
Do
here we
you
have our mean mode boards
do you
for describing.
oh yeah, cool. Do you allow them to go online at home to build their houses, or is it all purely within the school
No,
day?
that is purely within the school day. Actually, we have uh, currently we have firewall issues as far as our Department of Education doesn't allow outside
Right.
connections.
Yeah.
So, the whole let's lock everything down thing instead of teaching them
Yeah,
how to
yeah,
use it.
exactly. Yeah.
But yes,
Say no
this is
more.
another really popular map that we have that's good. And like I said, I have maps for coordinate grids, which is actually a pretty interesting map. I created that map, and within the sky, I've actually got a 10 by 10 block grid that projects onto the mini map that you're seeing in the corner.
Mm.
And the kids can actually calculate, okay, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It goes 10 positive, 10 negative, and 10 to the y and 10 to the x. And what I've done is I've hidden things on that coordinate grid where they have to go to it, find it, document it in their journal, come back and submit that journal and tell me how many of the 40 things did they find,
Wow.
use coordinate grids. So, yeah, loved using the game mechanics. I think it's the greatest thing, that they could have provided for us was this type of stuff. So,
Mm. Yeah, well,
um,
it's obvious that you've put in so much time and effort into this.
yeah, yes,
I mean,
definitely.
and I probably haven't even scratched the surface.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty immersive.
absolutely, and that's what you want,
Hmm.
basically. So I'm gonna wrap it up because I think what we'll do is I think we'll definitely come back for maybe a couple more episodes during the whole Minechat series and come back and you can show us some more. We can tick these ones off your
Right,
map
right.
list, and then we'll come back and see some more because I'm sure you've got you know as equally impressive um, activities for the kids to do in other parts of your world. So thanks for showing us this week, but
Oh, thank you.
I won't say goodbye. I'll just say see you soon.
All right.
Thanks a
Sounds
lot,
good.
Shane, and
Thanks, Colin.
yeah. So that's the end of episode 17, and we'll be back with Shane Asselstine soon, sooner rather than later, and we'll see you on the next episode of Mind Chat. See ya.